Two undefeated teams, both 2-0. A Big Ten team, Michigan State, travels all the way out to the West Coast to play Washington in the Pac-12. Washington is a 3-point favorite in this game, but I look at Michigan State. Mel Tucker's done a nice job with this team. His quarterback, Peyton Thorne, very solid, 18 of 28 last week, 212. No touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions, but they had to run the ball, and they did it when they had to. 260 yards on the ground, averaging over 5 yards per attempt. Led by John Berger, had 107 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. He's had over 100 yards in both of his games this year. I like for Mel Tucker to run this football and run it hard against them. The defense of Michigan State last week against Akron, 5 sacks. They forced 6 fumbles, recovered 4 of those fumbles. They're flying around on defense. That's got to be a challenge for the Washington football offense. But Michael Penix Jr. is the quarterback for Washington. Remember him at Indiana last year and the year before? He would play extremely well, then he would get injured. He's back now. He's playing extremely well, throwing the ball around, running the ball. He's got 6 touchdowns and just 1 interception in the 2 games on this season. He will be competitive because he's a competitor in this game. Washington is favored by 3 points in this game at home, Coach.
I know, Mark, and you summed it up well. I didn't think that Michigan State would be able to run the ball as well after losing Walker, the outstanding running back, a year ago. But I think that for one guy who's underrated as a coach, it has to be Mel Tucker. You know, the guy does nothing but be very productive, nothing very fancy, flashy, but Michigan State is a very solid football team, make no mistake about it. On the other hand, let's go to Washington. Washington has really been a disaster for the last year or two. And then they went out and they hired the offensive coordinator of Fresno State, not the head coach. The offensive coordinator of Fresno State, and he brought in a wide open offense. You talked about Michael Penix. This guy is left-handed, but boy, is he accurate, Mark. I like the way that Washington's playing it wide open, completely different to what they have in the past. I look for them to prevail 32-27.
I'm relying on that Mel Tucker defense. Akron had 27 rushing attempts for 26 total yards. I'm going with the upset. Forget about the points. I like Sparty, 27, Washington, 21.